All right, good morning. So I think all of the presentations have touched on education and how important it is. And so obviously that's going to be a theme of how we can, as community members and in the work that you all do, how we can engage in more deepening education in our community. So I'm going to share with you what we're already doing at Valentine Gardens, and one of the things that we strive to do is to deepen our community relationships as well. All right, so Mark and I are both educators. Mark has been, he taught in De Pere schools, and we taught some other places before we ended up back in Green Bay. He's full-time on the farm now. So he started off teaching in the public schools, and I was home with our kids, and then we've kind of switched spots. So now he's full-time on the farm, and I'm teaching agriculture education in the Green Bay schools. So I teach at Red Smith School, which is just a mile from our house, and really lucky to be there and have an awesome supportive administration. We've got goats at our school, and chickens, and a greenhouse, and in addition to starting to bring the agriculture education to our middle school students, a couple years ago I started an environmental education program for our elementary students, and we go outside and do outdoor learning every day of the year. So at our farm, our education is, like I do at school, largely youth-based. So we do some adult education as well that I'll share, but our farm camps we've been offering for 8 years now, and we started off small, and we like to have small group education. So I'm leading a farm camp next week. We've got about 18 kids coming, but we really think that by educating kids on where their food comes from and the importance of sustainability, that's going to help educate their families as well, and then help, impact their lives. This is just one of my Instagram ads that I pulled off my Facebook page, but I think it really goes through the value of this type of learning for kids. Number one is learning where our food comes from. So we're engaging kids in planting, weeding, harvesting, preparing foods, making farm fresh snacks, learning about animal care, beekeeping. You can see some kids in their little bee suits there. So hands-on learning here. Number two, hands-on learning. So getting our hands in the dirt, using our hands for creating, exploring, playing, and working together. Screen-free time outdoors. We all know that is, even since we started at Farm Camp 8 years ago, has become increasingly more important to get these kids interacting with nature, off their screens, having, real in-person experiences. So they are bug hunting, composting, team building, doing scavenger hunts, picking flowers, and they really just need time for free play too. So we always build that in. We like to teach them that, gardening and farming and all these things are healthy interests and habits. And so arts and enrichment are part of that too, because all of these things make us well-rounded people, right? So we bring in yoga teachers, art teachers, music, cooking, authors. So next week we have Oneida educator that's coming and teaching corn husk flowers. We have a local children's author, yoga teacher, all these people that are coming and teaching at our camps to add to that cultural and holistic experience for the kids. Social and emotional learning. So through all of these activities, kids are experiencing teamwork, taking healthy risks, problem solving, responsibility, making friends, and connecting with animals. So all of these things are giving them connection to what they're learning to and to each other. So I've just got a bunch of pictures here too of the things that we're doing with kids on the farm. The families are paying for the camps, yeah. So we do have a tuition-based program. We are not currently a nonprofit. We're a LLC business, but we've been exploring the nonprofit route and would love to expand our camps for greater access. At this point, it's a tuition-based program. So our farm is right over across from the bay. So we are really grateful for the opportunity to work with people's children and to share these opportunities with kids. And I think something that we can talk about in our discussions today is, what do we all have to share and how can we, impact community youth and share these, these skills, these talents, these ideas that we have about where our food comes from and how can we get that into our families and to our homes and in our community.